Hi guys, welcome back to Visor Down. My name's Alex, and today I've been kindly enough invited down to the Triumph HQ to look at these two beauties. It's the Triumph Street Scrambler, and we've got Miles Perkins here to talk me through them, show us what's new and what we can expect for the 2021 editions for these. So Miles, thank you very much for having me down here.
You're welcome, Alex. Nice to see you.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you too as well. So 2021 Street Scrambler, what can we look at? What can we expect for new?
Okay.
For this year.
Okay, well this is the standard 2021 Street Scrambler. This is an update for 2021. Primarily, this is about the Euro 5 engine update, but there are a few new design touches to it as well for the new generation. So in terms of the engine update, this is Euro 5 specification now, which brings lower emissions. There have been changes to the CAT and also the air system, so there's a new secondary air system in there, and you have an alteration also to the modes and the throttle maps a little bit. But the end result of that is to effectively maintain the peak power, 65 PS, and the torque that the bike's got with 80 Newton meters, with good numbers for what effectively is one of our fan favourites. You know, this is a bike that we've sold 10,000 of since it was launched in 2017, and it regularly, when you talk to customers, it's one of the bikes that's not only sells well, but people personalise, accessorise, they like.
And really enjoy riding.
Yeah, and I think it's more of an urban kind of scrambler. You know, you can do a bit of light off-roading with it. But generally speaking, high bars, slim width, good low seat height, easy tractable engine. Makes this, I think, quite a successful bike so far.
Absolutely. I mean, it's also, as you say, it's an accessible motorcycle. It can be A2 compliant as well. So if you're looking at stepping up from maybe a 125 going to an A2 motorcycle, this is one to look at as well. In terms of what you're looking at for the new sort of premium touches and premium finishes on this one as opposed to the last model, what bits have we got on here that make it exclusive?
As you can see, we've got a new paint scheme for 2021. This is the Urban Grey. This was inspired by a custom bike we built to do off-road adventure demonstrations at the NEC a couple of years ago that people really loved. We've got a new number board and side panel, so that's brushed aluminium with embossed branding. You've got a new adventure style fabric to the seat, which is nice and tactile. You've got a headlight bracket, you've got a heel guard update, and also the throttle body covers.
Very nice.
And of course you get all the things that it comes with as standard that come forward. So you've got that silhouette, you've got the high twin exhaust pipe, you've got high specification in terms of the cut-it brakes.
So Miles, I mean, there's quite a few bits that are different from the last year's model. I mean, is there any difference in weight? Is there any difference there?
Yeah, there are a couple of marginal differences. So in terms of the weight, it's gone up a couple of 3 kilos, and that reflects the number board, the addition of the number board, but also the changes made to the silencer and the CAT and the secondary air system that's there. And in regards to price, however, although you've got new additional features with the bike, a couple of things have come off in terms of the knee pad and the rack that used to come as interchangeable, but in balance you've got other new features on there, but the price stays the same. So you've got £9,300 for the previous generation, and also £9,300 for this generation.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So of course it'd be silly for me to stand here and not mention this beauty that I have right in front of me, which is the Sandstorm edition. So can you tell me a little bit of the history about what got the Sandstorm here to be released as it is?
Sure. Okay. So the Sandstorm edition, I think, reflects, or certainly the idea behind it goes back to the original 1960s desert races. Scrambling sort of kicked off in North America in the 60s, and then through the 70s and 80s in Europe. Slightly different flavours. You always had the international 6-day trial, the Triumph TR6 at the time, and then the Bonneville T120. They were big bikes for the 6-day trial in Europe, and in North America in the late 50s through into the early 60s, the Bonnevilles, the twin British bikes of the day, lighter, more powerful, and more agile, and a bit of a transformation for what you could get. Those bikes were stripped and taken desert racing. And in the early 60s, Triumph made what arguably you could say are the first competition purpose-built off-road scramblers.
Sure.
With the TR6 competition bikes, the A and the C, and also the T120 TT, which was made for a couple of generations. And those bikes, that's what Bud Eakins and Steve McQueen and the guys who are racing in the Hare and Hounds,
Sure.
from Barstow to the Baja Peninsula, all of those racers, those bikes were dead centre in that mix. And I think that was the origin really of the scrambler scene we see today.
Sure.
And this and the Sandstorm paint scheme is sort of doing homage a little bit to those desert racers back in the 60s.
Yeah.
So it's the same update as the 2021 generation, but it gets that paint scheme and quite a few touches of its own, which you can see.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, can you briefly touch on those differences between the two models? I mean, of course, visually you can see the tank's different. You've got the knee guards there as well. But is there any other sort of key features that distinguish this one against the standard street scrambler?
Well, what it's got on it is quite a few of the accessories from the very large accessory catalogue that you can get for this bike, fitted as standard and colour match. So you've got the high mudguard, you've got a tail tidy, you've got the brushed aluminium sump, sump protector, and you've got the knee pads, and you've also got on the headlight grille. So that's a key set of features on top of course, you've also got the 2021 Adventure Seat finish,
which I really like.
Yeah,
It's
it's really tactile, and the side panel, the throttle body covers, and the headlight bracket.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, for all of these differences that the Sandstorm has got in terms of the additional bits there, is there much of a price difference? Are we looking at loads of difference?
No. Sandstorm Street Scrambler Edition for 2021, which is a limited edition. There's only 775 of these being made worldwide, and you get a certificate with the motorcycle's VIN on. That's £600 higher than this, so that's £9,900. And I think when you look at the additional features, that if you look at the prices of those for accessories, plus the paint scheme, plus the limited nature of it, our ambition there was to not make that prohibitive at all, to try and make that as accessible as possible for someone who'd like this but wants something a little bit more unique.
Absolutely. I mean, personally, I'm from the point of view of looking at something that's limited, something that's got those extra bits on there, it's only a small difference in price, so I think that's completely fair for a limited bike, so that's very nice. When are these available in dealerships? When can you get your hands on the Sandstorm and the standard Street Scrambler?
So the Sandstorm's going to come into dealerships first. That'll be in May.
Cool.
And then the Street Scrambler 2021 update, that'll be more like July.
Okay.
But because that's a limited edition, and of course any Triumph, if you want to go and talk to the dealer, they'll take a deposit from now. But if you're interested in this bike, I would imagine they're going to be in demand.
Sure.
And in which case I'd get in and talk to your dealer as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Looks really good. Very, very nice. And of course, if you are looking to then speak to a dealership, they'll be happily taking deposits from now. So you want to get in there quick for the Sandstorm, because I'd imagine it's probably going to sell quite quickly. It's probably going to be quite sought after, as it were.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, we do, in developing a special edition or a limited edition, there's a lot of thought and conversation that goes into, well, what would people want?
Sure.
And so there's a certain amount of pre-thinking as to will they sell. So we would expect from that, and also just how lovely it looks,
absolutely,
and what's on there, and its value, that it should be in demand.
And the last couple of bits as well, I mean, in terms of the accessories, we know the Street Scrambler range is having a vast number of accessories to be put on there from the dealership. Is there 120 accessories that can be put onto that? That's quite a number. So you can really sort of customize the Street Scrambler into what you want it to be as the rider, is that correct?
Yep, and they're very customized bikes. So the stats really quite remarkable. 80% of customers who buy a Street Scrambler to date have personalised them in some way. The 120 accessories include luggage options, so you've got soft luggage for this bike, screen options, security, protection, design detailing, and then quite a lot of the key features, of course, are the ones that we have on the Sandstorm because they're the most popular. So you have the high front mudguard,
Sure.
tail tidy, the sump cover, and you for 2021 as an accessory, of course, the knee pads.
Fantastic. So thank you very much, Miles, for talking me through the Street Scrambler range. I mean, they are fantastic machines. So keep an eye in your dealers from July and May for the Sandstorm edition. But thank you very much for watching Visor Down fans. My name's been Alex. If you'd like to leave a comment down below what you think of these Street Scramblers, I mean, I think they're fantastic. Subscribe whilst you're down there, like the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.